Halloween year-round faithful. It is the Delco Dork, and I have hijacked another video. Happy Friday the 13th, guys. It is one of my favorite franchises, and I want to talk about the main man behind the franchise, I should say. That being Jason Voorhees, and specifically, the guys who have played him. And that's what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to do my ranking of top 5 Jason actors ranked from, well, the best Jason actors, as far as I'm concerned. 5 to 1. Starting off at number 5, I'm going to go with Ken Kurtzinger. Now, he got a lot of guff because he was cast to play opposite Robert Englund in Freddy vs. Jason. And a lot of people wanted Kane, but specifically they picked Ken because he was taller, and I guess they liked his physicality, and I do too. He has some really awesome moments where he's got a good aesthetic with the way he goes about killing people. It's more like mindless, just matter of fact, just get it out of the way, and like just an unstoppable machine, just like of a zombie, just cutting through stuff like crazy, not caring what Freddy thinks, even though he's working with him. I know they cast him because he's got the height over Robert Englund, whereas Kane's a little shorter, but I'm not mad at it, and I think he brings a lot to the role that I really enjoy. And, as a little fact, if you guys didn't know, he's also been killed by Jason because he was the victim, the cook that was in the diner in Jason Takes Manhattan that gets thrown through a mirror. But as far as I'm concerned, I think he's number 5 as far as Jason actors go. Number 4, and boy am I going to stir up some shit here. Number 4 is Kane Hodder. I love Kane. He's great. I've always said that while he's awesome, I think it's the direction he's given and his body type. I like Kane. He's cool. He works in certain times, and other times he just doesn't. I think he's just too, the brisk, visceral thing he does. I think he does it too much, and he's got this I don't give an F, stocky linebacker kind of physique where it's just like, it's cool that Jason can take a beating, but it almost gives him too much of a personality. I can't describe it. I know I'm getting a lot of hell here because I know everybody loves Kane. He's great. He's also in the worst movies, and it's just, I don't know, the way he just goes about just, I don't give an F kill, to where, I don't know. I'm not saying he'd be a showman, but it's just like, F this every time. And he's also done some dumb stuff like talking and lifting up his mask to scare people away instead of just outright killing them. That's just what I think. You're great, Kane, but you're making number 4. Number 3 is Ted White from Friday the 13th Part 4. This dude's a former stuntman, and I know I've said stuff about being visceral, but like the way that he has been built up in the first, well, 3 movies, not counting Mrs. Voorhees, Ted White is really cool. I love his design, the makeup and everything, and like I like some of the extent, like the kills have to do has something to do with it as well. The way that you get intricate instead of just saying F it like Kane does, or just, you know, I'm an unstoppable force. I think Jason wants to get creative when the way he kills people in this movie, because there is brute force strength, but it's clever. And then incorporating weapons with it too, like the meat cleaver or the corkscrew. Sometimes he's just ramming heads or throwing people out the window. It's what I like out of Kane. I just like the way Ted White does it just a little more. So that's why he's going to make number 3. Number 2 is Richard Brooker from Friday the 13th Part 3. This is this movie in the franchise is really weird. Now, I don't know if anybody knows this, but Richard Brooker was a gymnast. He's got some really interesting physicality. So you could say that like Jason's a hobo who's been living in the woods, but he's got this weird intricacy of how he moves and a little bit of lumbering, and he does run fast, so don't tell me that Jason just swiftly walks. He's got a good sprint at him. I like the way he chases. I like the way he moves. Some of the kills are simplistic, but like, it's just something about him, and he brings something to the table that I really, really like, and just, it's swift, but there's some finesse to it. I can't describe it, but I really enjoy it. And especially like the way he emotes and shows off how, like when we finally see him when he takes the mask off, and he's just like, all right, F this, I've had it. And he's just like, he brushes it off with like, almost like a casual, like, if somebody messes with him, it's like, not to the extent where Kane's just like, screw you, I'm going to destroy you. It's more just like, who the hell do you think you are? And just takes them out. That's what I appreciate about him. That's why he's number 2. And my number 1 favorite Jason actor is C.J. Graham from Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Also my favorite Friday the 13th. He is awesome. I found out through a commentary that he was a former Marine. So he's got this, yes sir, no sir. He's got like, he's almost robotic. Like, I almost compare him to the T-1000. There are human aspects to him, but now since this one has been reincarnated as a zombie, and this brings a whole new dynamic to Jason, I love the way he moves, the way he kills. It's funny, one of my favorite kills in this movie isn't him, it's Dan Bradley. That's another story for another time. We've talked about him. He's a stunt coordinator who they originally had as Jason. They replaced him with CJ, and I guess the studio liked him as much as I do, because I love the way he kills people. I love the way he moves. It's a swift walk. Like, it's not going to be he's bothered by it. I think he is cognizant now of what he can do with being reincarnated via a zombie, and he doesn't need to put as much effort into killing people, and it's just simplicity at its finest, and I really love that about CJ Graham's portrayal. That's why he's my number one. But what did you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Who's your favorite Jason actor? I'm going to assume a lot of you are going to say Kane. Hey, if I pissed you off, hey, that's what YouTube comments are for. But let me know down in the comments. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. From Halloween year round, this has been the Delco Dork, Gabe Riberio. And remember, every day is a Friday the 13th.